Ooh, got all these mags. Need to figure out a good way to store them. But what do you do?
Dude, storing mags is super easy. I can definitely help you with that.
Okay.
But do you know how to unload them?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can just. It's not that hard.
Give me that.
Okay.
Got a magic trick for you.
All right.
All right. So you just get the mag out. Put your finger right here, and so they start coming out. And you just sometimes finger a little lower.
Oh, I hear you.
That was the last one. And good to go.
All right. Here we go, Turkish Houdini over here. But let's talk about how to store your mags properly and maintain them.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to Classic Firearms, guys. Here with Kai and myself, Jason. We're here to talk about proper storage of magazines, you know, whether it be type, climate, like what's going on.
Exactly. Proper storage, how to maintain them, and definitely what is this little tab for example, that we all know but throw away for some reason. There's that. The climate, and also in training for tactical reasons, what to do to a magazine, so you know what's what. And of course, we're going to have most commonly used pistol magazines and most commonly used rifle magazines. With that being said, let's go dive right into it. Let's talk about the most commonly asked question that I know of, unless there's something else out there. Is it bad for it to keep a magazine loaded for extended periods of time, and would that ruin that magazine?
Yeah, the answer is going to be no for that one. Spring compression or tension under relief happens all the time. Provided that the spring is compressed and it's not moving up or down, you're not going to get temporary wear of spring. It's at its max point right there, and it's not moving, so it's not going to wear out any quicker.
Exactly. I got a great story for that. I have P-mags or rifle mags, multiple mags in my safe, fully loaded, stay there for years. Absolutely years, guys, and zero problems. They every time I put in my rifles, you know, a couple of years in there, right? Fires absolutely no problems. And my EDC, old EDC, not current one, Springfield XDS 9 is what I use. Over 10 years ago, I got the gun. Initially, I would fire the gun often, like once a month. But then later on, I accumulated multiple different handguns, so I kind of put that in the background a little bit and sat, I would say, no BS, 4 or 5 years. Fully loaded 9mm magazine, one in the chamber. The gun just sat there, right, inside the safe. Guys, zero problems. I got that gun out most recently, I'd say in the last year. Fired that thing, that magazine fired absolutely no problem. So that compression is, as you said, it's not causing any problems. It's just like compressed, it's ready to be kind of deliver that energy. In fact, if you want to talk about a compression, now I've got a Glock magazine over here. The reason we're using a Glock magazine and obviously a 6-hour magazine here, it's because they're the most commonly used magazines. There's many other types out there, but we're going to focus on these. And I kind of got this thing to show you guys, so easy to take this thing apart. And this is under tension. What were you saying about this earlier?
Yeah, be careful whenever you do this because that can go hurtling because there still just is a little bit of compression, so just bear that in mind.
Yeah, we're, you know, eye protection, obviously. Just know who's around you. This is just a little disclaimer for you. But this magazine is already under tension when the magazine is even empty, okay? Maybe not under full tension when the magazine is fully loaded, but it's still under tension. This is no tension. Right? But it's inside a magazine under that kind of a tension the entire time. And guess what? These magazines sit in warehouses for years and years and years. They work absolutely no problem. And my experience, again, I don't know if yours is different. Maybe you guys can tell us if you have different experiences. My experience on keeping the magazines, with the rifle or handgun, completely loaded, it's a complete myth. I've never had any problems. They fire every time, no problems.
I've got mags that have been stored since 2012.
Oh, yeah.
They're still going, so.
That's crazy. But yeah, this is under tension by default anyways. So there's that. We addressed that part. Let's move on to this is going to apply to P-mags, rifle mags, not pistol mags. Well, what is this piece, man?
Well, first of all, it is a piece that slides on the front to alleviate any type of compression or tension that's on the actual follower lips, so, or the feed lips, sorry.
Exactly. So here's what it is. We're going to show it to the camera. Now, actually, let's use this loaded one.
Yeah.
All right. So P-mags, right, from Magpul, it's completely polymer, right? Even these like lips right here, they're kind of curving in. This is all polymer. So if this magazine is fully loaded, your spring right here is completely like compressed, so it's applying a lot of pressure upward. So these rounds are hitting these lips. It's got a pretty good tension on them, so it could crack. In fact, the Gen 1 PMags that I had, at least a couple of them, just start cracking right here. All right, they start damaging your magazine. I know Magpul improved these significantly, the polymer technology and all that. This is a Gen 3 PMag, so they're a lot better. But still, Magpul includes these things to show you. So when you put this thing over this way and you actually push it down, this top part of it, inside of it, puts a pressure on the round itself, so that pressure is no longer on here. So it's basically pressed down.
Yep.
Just like that.
Takes away all that heat off the feed lips. So.
Feed lips. So this is good to go. It's important. Now, not all rifle magazines are equal, so this is for PMags.
Yes, regular Stand-Ag mags don't have that problem, but you do have sometimes if they're all blown out, the feed lips can actually spread, and cause a little malfunction. So just FYI on that one. So
That's good. Well, and Lancer mag over here, we've got a green one. Obviously, they got different colors. They have metal reinforcements, so you don't really need one for Lancer mag, but it's just like that, FYI, so you don't need it. So, with that being said, if you do have PMags, which is the most commonly, I think, used rifle mags out there, definitely utilize this thing. Don't throw it away like I did, like Jason did, and many of you guys did. I know it. Don't throw it away. Utilize it if you're going to store it. It'll be really, really good for you. When it comes to spring, obviously we don't have a problem with that. Now it doesn't have, we don't have that problem with handguns.
no, not so much.
Because it's metal. You know, we don't really have that. And well, when it comes to Glocks, which is polymer right here, but look at them. They're metal reinforced.
Yeah.
So you don't need that.
Yeah, and the ogive on pistol rounds is actually very, like it carries the shape of it, so it's always going to be built in how it is, right? You don't have that problem with this. So.
Precisely. Exactly. So there's that, guys. And let's move on to this other category. What kind of temperature an environment should we store a magazine? People ask that too.
Yeah, so obviously you've got something that's a small combustible thing. It'd probably be wise to put it in a cool, dry place, right? Some place where moisture is not affected. And I know in my safe, I keep my stuff in the ammo cans along with like silica gel packs that you can buy them anywhere, along with a dehumidifier in the safe as well. So
very good point, especially having those things in your safe to kind of keep the air kind of dry, right? Because guys, you know, not everywhere is equal, right? You can live in a very dry climate, you'll be fine, but then you can be in Louisiana or Florida or right here in North Carolina, have so much humidity that you could just start inducing moisture. You can induce rusting, and that's actually going to affect the functionality of your magazines.
Correct.
Now that brings us to obviously maintaining your magazines.
Yeah.
Let's just, because you know, if we're going to talk about some rusting or humidity and all that stuff, then we got to talk about maintaining the magazines, because a lot of people are probably wondering how. Now, I just showed you guys this Glock magazine that was just super easy to take it apart. This is a follower. This is a Gen 5 follower orange. They used to be black. And spring right here. You got a little base pad, inner base pad, let's just call it, with a lip right here that catches on this hole, which is the actual base pad. Let me show it to you on 6 Hours magazine here. It's super easy. All right, you press this thing, and then it just slides right out. So press, hold on.
that magic touch, man.
There we go.
There you go.
Comes right out. Then again, as Jason said, make sure you wear eye pros. This thing just is under tension. Again, bring this up again, repetitive. It's already under tension and they're good to go, so don't worry about the whole tension thing. And boom. Look at this. This magazine alone, look how much it's compressed by default. Guys, look at it. It is, compressed like that by default. And it sits in warehouses for years and years and years. Works just fine.
Yeah, got an extra 3 inches out of that one.
Exactly. I would say, okay. All right. So there's that. So we have, there you go. This is the 6 Hour one. Take this thing out. What I like to do is, personally, a very thin film coat of oil, just ever so slightly, kind of keep the rust away.
And about those adverse conditions, man, you're doing a training class, you're doing a course, you know, You want to make sure you get any of those particulates out of the magazine, along with just it being ran up and down, switching from compression to tension. That's the only part that you really got to focus on when it comes to maintaining, because it could potentially cause a failure.
Exactly. And it gets dirty, right? You were saying?
Dirty, especially, hey, we didn't even talk about suppressed use. That's adding carbon into the magazine. So you got to make sure you take care of that as well.
Exactly. Yes. So you drop it like, you're in it's a rainy day. You're like at the flat range, or you're doing some other type of training, or perhaps hopefully not, but real incident, right? You'll drop these mags, reload. It'll be in mud. How many times that happened to you?
A lot.
A lot, right? So you got to get them up there and kind of take them apart. Clean them, because dirt can get in there, suppress fire, a lot of carbon could get in there. Clean them in a little tiny film coat of oil, keep the rust away, good to go, because a lot of people always blame guns when it comes to their guns failing, but you gotta focus on this, man. This is a silent killer.
Yep.
All right? And this is, in my opinion, a magazine selection is more important than even the gun itself, because in certain cases, because really the gun works just fine, but your gun is constantly shit in the bed because of a bad magazine, and God forbid it happens to you in a real incident. Man, it's a bad day. And we were talking about that. I say if a magazine craps a bed on me one time, and I have identified it is indeed the magazine, that magazine is dumb, and I can eat that $20-$30. I don't care for it.
Yeah, it'll turn into a training mag.
Training, exactly. Training mag, exactly. There's that. So that way you can train on malfunctions. There's that. But there's that. It's super easy, guys. I know we're not covering every single magazines out there, but they should be pretty much similar to this. And putting it back together is just super easy too. Again, goggles, whatever. Just make sure it's under tension. Like I can feel it, right? This is just like that. And make sure you hold on, this is actually backwards, there you go. And from here, you just slide this thing, done.
Hear that click and you're good to go.
Simple, and you check the tension.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much it. We pretty much covered everything, but what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comment section.
Yeah, what in the comment section, what do you think? Do you feel like that myth is if I keep them stored, then it's not going to work? Well, how about a car that's been sitting? Do you replace the shocks?
Exactly, yeah.
Every time the car's been sitting there longer than a year?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very good point. The car is a very good point. But as I said, this magazine, by default, is under tension, constant tension. Maybe not the Glock one. This is a little bit, but, about 3-4 inches, you said, right?
Industry standard.
Industry standard. There's always exceptions like me, a couple inches.
Awesome.
But anyways, it's always under tension, and it works just fine. It sits years and years and years. So don't worry too much about that, but always inspect your magazines. Let us know in the comment section about your thoughts. If you guys want part 2, if you have other specific questions that we haven't addressed here, let us know. But I believe we covered pretty much all of it.
Yeah.